Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well as we dive into a double upload day. Yes, you are getting a second video later tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe as we dive into all the latest and what is going on. Internationals are kicking off. We're seeing everything kick off right now. But before we get into the football and some really interesting news happening as of right now, I want to talk about a few things. Firstly, as we are here, you can tell there's a different vibe. Well, don't worry, we are going to complete the set as Chelsea Football Club have already done. Make sure you're here tomorrow in order to get a gauge of how all this is going to look for the brand new, familiar, permanent background. Make sure you're here. Secondly, link in the description for your Megastore goodies. If you want to dive into all the latest that Chelsea have to offer you, make sure you hit the link down below straight into the Chelsea Megastore. There are current discounts going on for selected items as well as availability on Christmas goodies. So go and have a look. Proceeds for those will be going to the Chelsea Foundation. So go and have a butcher's, link in the description. And thirdly, well, I want to show you something. I wonder what that will be. Any ideas? Coming soon. Now, stay tuned. Subscribe to know, because if not, you won't know. So make sure you're subbed. Let's dive into the football. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo got sent off yesterday for something stupid. I love CR7, but mate, what are you doing? Now he's suspended for the final playoff position. The playoff game, sorry. And I think he's going to be missing one game of the World Cup. If he is, no, two. Straight red. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's Cristiano in trouble for the World Cup. Anyway, that's that. In other international news, Cameroon did not make it. Cameroon, I'm sorry. I mean, I am sorry, but I have to say sorry with a smile. Because what goes around comes around, doesn't it? What goes around comes around. Il n'y a pas de Gassama cette fois ici. Non? Cette fois-ci, il n'y a pas Gassama. C'est dommage. You lot will understand. Basically, let me give you a lot of context there. Because it's international break, we can be a little bit more chill, we can be relaxed, I can fill you in with the cliff notes. For the qualification to the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, Algeria played Cameroon in a playoff. And... well, not a playoff, sorry, in the final qualifying. No, it was a playoff. We beat them in Cameroon 1-0, and then they came to Algiers, and we scored. Right, so they scored, and then we scored in the 92nd minute, I think it was. But whilst in that game, there were decisions that were very controversial, and albeit because of that referee in charge, who ended up, apparently, having some sort of link to the Cameroon lot. Anyway, he was treated nicely too. That call came out later. But then in the final dying moments, albeit we did make a mistake, we didn't defend, but we conceded in the 96th minute. And we got knocked out. We were this close to qualifying, and then Cameroon went. So that was 2022. Yesterday, Congo score in the, what minute? Yeah, stoppage time. What goes around comes around, I'm sorry. Now you know how we felt. So, anyway, obviously it's all jokes and banter. What's done is done, and to be honest, I'm shocked. Out of all the African teams, I did not expect Cameroon to not make it. I had Cameroon down as qualifying. Nigeria as qualifying, all the big other teams, Ivory Coast, Senegal, the North Africans, of course, all of us, South Africa. Well, Nigeria have actually turned it around. They're actually on the brink of qualifying. Victor Osimhen, what a player. But big news. Here, the UAE, for the first time, might actually qualify to the World Cup. They qualified. They drew 1-1. There's still one game to go. They've managed to keep themselves in it. You know what? I'll do a vlog. If the UAE qualify and there's celebrations here, I will attend the celebrations. And I'll vlog that on my personal channel. You can link that in the description for all the content there, as I am going to be uploading there shortly. Now, for the news, let's jump in the news. Well, what's happened? Let me clarify the latest on Rodrygo. I spoke about Rodrygo in the last video, and a lot of you understand the situation pretty well according to the comments. A lot of you have seen that, you know, with the way that we have our wingers, with the wingers that we're looking to bring in, Quenda, for example, a lot of you are reluctant on how this is even possible. I agree with all of you, and I'm glad that you lot agree with me. Well, Matt Law has said the same thing here, so here it is. He says, I can't see any world in which Rodrygo becomes of interest to Chelsea. Salary, position, recent history of how his career has gone. Also, the players that Chelsea have invested in similar positions, I don't see it at all. It makes sense. It's not happening. You can forget it. Especially, like I've just mentioned, there is still Quenda to come in. There is, you know, enough wingers at the club right now, and including ones that are kicking off. We're seeing Esteval right now. Rodrygo's not going to play, let's be honest. He's just not. It's not feasible because when Rodrygo's in your team, he needs to play every game. End of story. At Chelsea, I can confidently say that might not actually be the case now, unless you stick him on the left. But then what does that mean for our investment? Garnacho, Gittins, there's a lot of money there. You know, the decision has been made. So Rodrygo's not happening. So, you can forget that. Now, this is the main event of the video that I want to discuss. Let me show you what's happened, and we'll go from there. Axel Disasi trained with the first team today. I know, you're thinking what I'm thinking. Yeah, I know, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah, I know, I didn't think we would be talking like this. But what I'm about to say is actually going to be mad. Something that I wrote off a little while ago. Is Disasi back in? Is he back in? Well, Sky Sports have given us the lowdown. So here it is. Disasi is now likely to be reintegrated into the first team squad, though he is still expected to leave the club in January. Okay, so are we only doing this to put him on the market in January? That would make sense. Or are we actually bringing him in because we go, you know what, there might be a chance he could properly reintegrate himself? Well, it'd be very easy of me to be able to come on and say, no, he's rubbish, don't bring him in, screw it, finito, don't want to see him again. It'd be very easy of me for me to do that. But let me give you another piece of news, so you guys might see where I'm going with this. Benua Badiashile is back in full team training now, it seems, and he will be ready, I think, for the next game. Do you see how with Badiashile, we wrote him off? He came back in, and for the brief time that we saw him, he played really well, right? Now, I don't want to make a decision on a player being reintegrated based on a game. But with Disasi, there is one key difference here that I'm seeing already. And I saw this when he played for the under-21s. If you know, lately, about a couple of weeks ago, he played for the Chelsea under-21s. He captained the team. In that game, he was unrecognizable. Now, why was he unrecognizable? If you pay attention to this, what I'm about to show you again, you might see it. Look at Disasi. What do you see? I don't see the same Disasi. He looks leaner. If he's leaner, then I assume he's quicker. And if he's leaner and quicker, then I assume he's sharper. He's lost a lot of unnecessary weight. You can see his size has gone down. And if you go and watch him for the under-21s and you see him play, I'm like, brother, what's happened to your shape? You've shrunk. But that's a good thing. Because Disasi was just, why do you think I called him a doorman? But he was moving like a doorman. He was the size of a doorman. You know, he's the guy that you see on the door, but when you're trying to get in and he's about, 9 foot tall and about flipping 2 meters wide, and you're like, brother, if you're saying I'm not coming in, I'm not coming in. It's as simple as that. Yeah, I mean, but now he looks like an average guy queuing to go into the place. Doesn't look like the doorman anymore. But this is what was needed. Because every time he was on the pitch, he was so slow. You know, the speed that he would turn is the speed that a lorry decides to turn on its axis. It's just really slow. If he is in better shape and condition, I got to be honest, with the time that we've had him out, we've not seen him kick up a fuss. We've not seen him be unprofessional. He's been in the bomb squad. He's been showing up. So much so, that we've seen him in elements of being used here and there, like the under-21 developmental squad, and now he's in full team training. He's put his head down, he's just got on with it. We've not heard anything of negative nature. If he's legitimately put his head down and he's working hard and he's in better condition and he's trying to prove a point and he's back in team training, let's give him the chance. Let's see what he's about now. Because it's like I've said, the way that Badiashile came in and impressed us for the brief moment we saw him, if Disasi's been training hard and he's done well physically to get himself into a better shape, I think he deserves a chance too. We might as well. He's here with us. Why neglect him? If he's unprofessional and he's kicking up a fuss, he's not working and he's just lazy and all that, different story. He looks different. He looks different. So I'm happy to give him an opportunity. And then from that opportunity, we will know properly. And then if he has to go in January, he'll go in January. And if he impresses, then great. The more the merrier. So let me know your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on this in the conversation down below. Do you feel like he can get a chance with the way that he's looking? Let me know. Now, another person who's looking like he's returning sooner than anticipated. Dario Asugo on his Instagram showing clips from Cobham. Well, not clips, pictures. And one interesting picture that he's put is that bottom right-hand corner where he is put, if you were 30 failures away from your goal, how fast would you want to fail? Exactly. I like that. That's smart. That's a day. Aye, Asugo. Okay. That's philosophical. But yeah, there you are. I'm going to try and show a little bit of what I can. Go and look at that post, basically. But Asugo's looking like he might be returning quicker than thought, which is fantastic. So that would be great for Caicedo especially, because we can actually decide when we have to rest him. So that would be phenomenal. Let's wait and see what's going to happen there. Let me know your thoughts. Now, JT, John Terry, who's done the double. JT has spoken. He was on the John Obi Mikel podcast, the Obi-Wan podcast, and spoke about Roman Abramovich. So let's get into what he's had to say about Don Roman. John Terry on Roman Abramovich. He was invested in you guys, Chelsea fans, as well as the players. He would come to us and go, we're paying for supporters to travel to Bolton this weekend because it's after a Champions League game. That happened quite a bit under Roman. He was invested in that. One of the nicest people you could ever meet in your life. Man. And he went into detail, and I'm sure, as all of us agree, about how Roman Abramovich had Chelsea stripped off him. And John Terry said, his words, not mine, I can remember the quote because it was that powerful. What the UK government, or what our UK government has done, is absolutely disgusting. To take it off him that way. He said especially what he'd done for the NHS, and especially what he'd done for all those workers during COVID, and opening up Stamford Bridge for all of them, and allowing them to stay there for as long as they needed to, and all of that. He done all of that, and then the UK government did what they did to him. JT said it's disgusting, and I think that we can all unequivocally, yeah. I need to go to the dictionary for that one. I think we can all agree, without question, that what happened to Roman was outrageous. But you can see the things that we didn't hear about. You know, Roman paying for supporters to go to a game just because it was after a Champions League game. You know, thinking about the mileage and thinking about the costs and thinking about that was Roman. That was Roman, man. Roman wasn't in it for money. Roman was in it for the Chelsea, properly. Roman was in it for the club. He was in it because technically it was his passion project. He didn't try to make money from Chelsea. He tried to just be successful and win with Chelsea. That was it. Now, I understand in today's game you can't just focus on that, but Roman did that and wasn't really bothered about the money because he had it. So he's like, screw it. All right, I'll pay for it myself then. Here you go, done. So we didn't even need to worry about money because he was there. So yeah, big up to Roman Abramovich. Another fantastic mention from JT, which had to be made. So let me know your thoughts. Now, as we move into a couple of other stories elsewhere, again, here it is. So yeah, Cameroon eliminated from the World Cup in extra time. Yeah, that's sad. Sorry, I have to. I'm sorry, Cameroon. I love you, really. Don't worry. Anyway, hey, look, we had to watch you, so now you have to watch us. It's only fair, yeah? My turn, your turn, my turn. That's it. So enjoy the rest. Just enjoy the rest. We enjoyed the rest, so you enjoy the rest. It's fair, no? Anyway. There's going to be some that don't like that. I can feel it. Anyway, to end, I want to show you this because it's hilarious. And I want to get your thoughts on what this might look like. I mean, this is outrageous. This is insane. Check this out. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, you didn't think I was going there, did you? Has agreed to broadcast Premier League games in the country, but under some strict conditions, as per The Guardian. Matches will not be broadcast live, but will be edited before airing. You probably wonder why. Well, now you're about to understand. Any footage featuring South Korean players will be removed. Players including Kim Ji-soo from Brentford and Hwang Hee-chan from Wolves. Each game will be shortened to 60 minutes instead of the regular 90. Why? Why would you do that? Actually, no, you know what? I can actually agree with you on that one. Just out of thought now, I've thought about it. Yeah, the amount of the game that isn't actually played, yeah, the amount of the 90 minutes that isn't with the ball moving, yeah, I can get that. You'll probably get just non-stop football for 60 minutes. So I guess fair enough on that one. All English text visible in the stadium through the broadcast will be covered from with North Korean graphics during editing. Any scene displaying LGBTQ symbols will be edited out. And this is phenomenal. Overall, this is great. I want to ask the question then. What happens if a South Korean player scores no goal? I mean, surely for North Korea, that's a good thing to show. No? It's like, look, he doesn't know what goal to score in. I mean, I'm curious on that. I just thought I'd show you the latest out of North Korea, according to The Guardian. I've got to specify where this is coming from. I don't want to end up in trouble by the North Koreans here. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below on that. And I'll catch all of you later tonight for video number 2 as we dive into more. I'm sure there is going to be more, so make sure you're here, subscribe, notification bell on. Like I've said, don't forget links in the description. Check out the Mega Store for all your latest. And subscribe to be here for more. And I'll catch all of you later. Take care and peace.